afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to check to make sure my honestly, I swear that Facebook like updates okay, and for some reason it's showing on my phone that it's facing the wrong way, but when I look at my iPad it's landscape. So I think we're okay. Hey Jennifer, hello Linda, hello Katie. We have some fun things to play with today. Oh, good here, good. Okay, it's just my phone, but that's okay. Awesome, thanks Shelly. How are you guys doing? It is hot again in Calgary, so we're enjoying summer. My poor heat gun looks like it's seen better days, doesn't it? We'll just move that out of the way. We've got the Art Options Viken Collection here, which is very pretty. And this is the first time I've actually looked at the 49 and Market paper, and it is so thick. It's a really nice thick cardstock, so it's been beautiful to work with. Thanks, Linda. I had such a great time. We went to Saskatchewan. My niece got married, and so my husband is 7 of 8 kids, and so only one of his brothers was missing. So it was kind of like a family reunion as well. And we got to visit with everybody. It was so great. And then we spent a week at Emma Lake in Saskatchewan, which was really great. So it was a nice holiday, but of course good to be back and get all crafty again, right? So this is the Foundation's Memory Keeper. It's called the Quad Folio. I've already been playing around with this. I'm going to try and zoom out just a little bit. But who knows with this kind of what's happening on my phone. Okay, I know there's a delay. I'm gonna move this down a little bit. And the weather was so nice. My husband's sister has a cabin there, so she let us stay, which was so great, and the kids got to swim, and we even went to Waska Sioux one day, which is really great. Okay, I think that's okay. Here. So my husband is from Prince Albert, and his mom and one of his sisters is still there, and then the wedding was in Saskatoon, where one of his other sisters and her daughter was the person getting married. And then we went to Emma Lake, which is just about half an hour outside of Prince Albert. So we could still visit with his mom and be at the lake as well. And I'm from Nova Scotia, so I'm not super familiar where all the things are in Saskatchewan, but we're trying to get there at least once a year. Hello, Irene, and Kathy, and Bobby. Thanks, Katie. Hi, Jerry. All right. As well, we've got these open waterfall, and sometimes it's hard to know how these go together. I literally had to watch 2 or 3 videos to figure it out, and they're so easy to go together. But sometimes it's good to see that, process of how they go together and how you could use them you can use these in scrapbooking, in mini books, all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to use these and show you how they go together, because they are so easy once you kind of have that basis of how they go together. We have some lunar paste, which is really, really pretty. This is the Midnight Snack. So there's 3 new ones in the shop. This is one of them, and it's like a dark midnight blue, which I think actually really matches with, well, it's kind of, I kind of pulled out this prize ribbon because I thought that kind of matched together, and it goes with this collection as well. And then there's those new Tim Holtz mica stains. Has anybody decided to try those out? So these ones, they are seasonal. There's 6 of them. There's 2 packs of 3, and then once they're gone, they won't bring them out for 2 years, it sounds like. So there was a different color pack, 2 different color packs that came out at Halloween and then at Christmas, and I only ended up getting one of the packs from Christmas, and I kind of regret that I didn't get the other packs because they're so beautiful. But apparently next year they're going to bring out the ones that were released last year, so we'll have a chance to get them. But if you like sprays and you like I'll give you a look at them because I did up some samples, some swatches, and they're beautiful. So there's Burning Ember, Decayed, Harvest Moon, Wicked Elixir, Iron Gate, and Fortune Teller, and I've mixed up which are in which pack, but if you look for them in the store, you'll be able to tell. And here, I'll give you a look at what they are. We'll just check comments. Hey, Tammy. Oh, Tammy, yes. And Tammy, you go there quite a bit, hey, to Saskatchewan? Yeah, 49 at Market is so beautiful. They have just this gorgeous soft colors and designs, and so there's blues and purples and greens in this one, and then you can search in the store. There's a Christmas collection that's out now, and it's gorgeous as well. So this is let me move this out of the way. This one here is the Fortune Teller. And you can see with that mica, this is on Vicky Bouton Foundations paper, just to have a little bit of a thicker paper. And I sprayed the paper first, then I sprayed this on and dried it and dripped some water on just to play around with it. But you can see like that gorgeous purple hues. And then it tends to, as distress does, kind of react to the water. Yes, you go a lot. You've never used a mica stain before. They're so beautiful. Is anyone else hearing a background noise? I have a fan going. Let me just turn that off. Maybe that's what you're hearing. Let me see if that's better, Irene. I kind of forgot about it. That was probably interfering. Hello, Kim. So this is the Fortune Teller. Then this one here is not that one, Decayed, and look how beautiful. It's like got this kind of goldish effect, but a little bit muted. It's really, really pretty. Then this one here is Wicked Elixir. So awesome. Just a nice bright green. You don't have to use these for Halloween specifically. They could go for anything, but they're really beautiful colors. Then, and I got a little bit on the table, so I'm just going to lift it up before I have it over everything. This one is Iron Gate. Oh yeah, is it better now? Going to the Scrapaganza, and Tammy had a wonderful post. Thank you, Tammy, just for giving a shout out. Scrapaganza is coming up next month and we're so excited for it. This one's Burning Ember. Sometimes it helps to have that really good look at it. So almost like a red orange. There are still spots for sale for a crop. It's a 2-day crop. It's only $75. You can buy extra space from the table if you want it. Here's Harvest Moon. This is beautiful. And did I show you everything? I think I did. Yep. So those are the 6. What else? Oh, I have some spellbinders to show you, and then we're gonna look at putting this album. We won't put the whole thing together, but I wanted to show you the waterfall pages and how the rub-ons work, and then the paper. And then these are the really cute chipboard pieces that come in the chipboard pack. So I know Tammy's going. Is anyone else going? Because it is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be make and takes. There's going to be demos. There's going to be door prizes. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So really great 2-day crop with shopping. If you can't make it to the crop, the shopping passes are now available for $5. And right now, I think just till the end of the month, on the Scrap Shotz website, if you want to buy a shopping pass for $5, you can actually use it both days. So you can come and then come back the next day. It's non-transferable, but you can certainly come both days. All right, let me just move this out of the way for a second while I just show you the spellbinders that just arrived. And literally Rosie dropped that off to me this morning, so I really haven't even looked at it. Oh, and I have a card that I didn't bring up, but I'm going to show you that, and then I'll post the card that I did. So there's 2 new mirror card stocks. You're looking forward to going, Terry? Awesome. Oh, and you're going to shop, Shelly? Yes. I can take some demos or how you learn for your new techniques. That's awesome. Plus, I'm pretty sure like there's always, I mean, I'm sure we're going to have Christmas card make and takes. There's stores there that are going to be joining us there, and various different vendors. So I think some of them are having some classes. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So Mirror Red and Mirror Green cardstock from Spellbinders, nice and shiny for Christmas. Then we have the Happy Holidays, which is the really cute camper. And actually, I should run down and grab the card that I made so that you guys can see this. I'll do that in a minute. It's really cute. This one here is, I'm not sure if these are in the shop. So if you don't see them in the shop, because I think they just arrived, you can comment and Sandy will hold them for you. This is Big Holiday Words, but they will be in the store shortly. And then, so it looks like you have words to make several different sentiments that make a large card. These look like mini slim lines, and they use the ornament and the little wreath or the peppermint for the O, which is really cute. Rosie could have dropped that. Exactly, Tammy. Next time I'll tell her she can just drop them off. I know, at the camper. I'm totally gonna run down and get my card, because we took a little class from Spellbinders and made some demo cards. It's really cute. Okay, so that one is called, sometimes I find it hard to find the name. Oh, Big Holiday Words. I think I already said that. And then you get the die and the stamp together. Then this one is lots of wishing you sentiments. So wishing you, and then you've got all these different things: happily ever after, birthday, happiness, Christmas. These are always great to have. And then the dies cut out the wishing and the you. So that's kind of the prominent part. And this just shows you an idea of how you could use that. Hello, Bonnie and Rhonda, and anybody else who popped in that I didn't get to see. This one is Outline Puffy Alpha Stickers. Spellbinders has really done a great job of coming out with some new and fun and really great products. These are really cute. So they're the puffy stickers, but they're in alpha. I'm just randomly pulling them out of this box, so it's not really in any order. Okay, so we have the 3D embossing folders. This one is Scenic Poinsettias. It shows you just how detailed. I have another one here from the shop. That's gorgeous. This one is Argyle Socks. How awesome is that? Hello, Jenny. Isn't the camper cute? Hello, Darlene. Then this one is Dimensional Diamonds. And they have really added a lot of dimension into their 3D folders. This one here that I'm using today is called Tufted, and I used some of the Tonic Pearlescent card. So they have the mirror card, which is shiny, but this is kind of the pearly card, and you could do this as well with that Spellbinders mirror card. But it just has amazing detail. Like, it's almost like it looks like quilted fabric. So that one is Tufted, and I believe that one is in the shop. And then, let's see. Oh, we've got something wrapped in bubble wrap. So it's got to be exciting, right? So we've got Alabaster. This is their Essentials cardstock, and if you haven't used Spellbinders cardstock, it is one of my favorites for die cutting. It is super smooth, and it die cuts beautifully, and it's a really nice weight. So this one is the Alabaster, kind of a little bit of an off-white. This one is Phone Booth, and this one is Teal Topaz. So all really lovely colors. Every time I miss that, I have to shop. Well, okay, don't look at this then, Tammy. This one is Cable Knit Stencil, and look how gorgeous this is. And it's humongous. It's an 8.5 by 11. So you could stencil a full sheet of paper, then cut it into 4, and you have 4 backgrounds ready to go. This would look really cute with that Joy and Noel over top. Would be a really great one. And we've got some black glitter foam alphabet stickers. These are very pretty. I love the scripty font in them. Okay, this one is a Halloween one. I'm just trying to maybe sort these a little bit to make sense. Summer dies. Oh, this is cute. So this is the Haunted House, and you get the 7 cutting dies. So the little house and the moon and all the little accessories, clouds, ghost. This looks like some shutters probably, and the bats. And then this is the Boo Dance Party Sentiments. So these are all in their new release that just came out. Really great sentiments if you love making Halloween cards. Plus you have these little icons, and those are always fun too for if you do any planner stuff or do stuff on your calendar. Those are fun to add in when you have little stamps. I think I got all the dies, so let me show you the dies. These are hot foil plates. Have you guys tried any of the hot foiling? It looks amazing. So these are all sentiments that you can do with hot foiling if you have the hot foil machine, and that is beautiful. So you could use that on a background, and it looks like you could keep moving that over. There's no specific edge to it. If you are looking for the Spellbinders hot foil machine, then you, and I'm not sure whether we have it in the shop, but you can definitely message Sandy and it's something she can order in. Great stamps for scrapbooking. Yes, totally, Jenny. You're coming to mug you. Come on over, Tammy. So here is the swallowtail tags, and you'll notice in a lot of the stamps, I'm not sure if they're the ones we have here, but a lot of them have this kind of font, but even like something like this, that's going to totally fit into this, or you probably have lots of stamps that'll fit in to these dies. So those are always great to have the banner dies. And then it's really cute little, almost like a string tag. It's got the impressions that it makes, but it cuts out the little string, and then you can have it hanging. That's the die. Okay, these dies, and Rosie has one as well that she's going to do a sample with. So this is the Tinsel Time Sentiments. Okay, this is a sentiment die. So some of them you do just make sure that you're checking, because like this is the, what's it called? Dancing Snowman. This is the Dancing Snowman, but they do show it on the front of this, but this is the sentiments. Okay, so just when you're checking out, a couple of them are like that, like it'll show maybe a picture of something, but it's something specific that's in that set. So this one is the snowman, and you get all the little pieces to build your snowman, and then these cute little ones. Rosie, what was it that you were doing? There's a reindeer, there's the, maybe it's a gnome. Is it oh, I think it's a gnome on a little end ornament. And then the way they've done the little legs is that they have a little hole in them, and you attach it through the hole so it swings back and forth. And they've done a couple of those dancing ones last year. There was a girl holding presents, and then there might have been one other thing. So they all have the little legs that swing, and they're kind of interactive, which is really cute. So the snowman, the Saint Nick, the deer, I think is adorable. The legs again. And plus you have stuff like the candy cane. You can use that on anything, right? The little hat for the snowman, you could totally use that. The hat and scarf, you could use that on something else or alone. And then you've got a little Santa hat there as well. So lots of dies, and these kind of give you an idea of the way those words are going to look from the set. And this one is the Tinsel Time Sentiments. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're looking at it backwards, but Christmas, deer, you've got nice, I'm not good at reading backwards, no peeking, hugs. So lots of really cute words that you can then put on this little bubble border and use with all your sentiments, all your Christmas cards. This one here is Holiday Express. Super cute train, look at that. You might never leave. Oh, Tammy. Gnome swinging on an ornament. Is this not cute or what? Oh, I love this. And you could totally, if you had a little stamp, you could have the little guy looking out the window. And then you've got the presents. And this little car, it looks like. I'm trying to tell what all is in this. Super cute. Okay, then we have sentiment labels, which I think again is a really nice basic thing to have. So you've got the little string that you can make it look like you're wrapping string around. You've got the outside label die, and then you've also got an inside, which you could use by itself. You could use either one by themselves and just to cut out your sentiments. Yeah, they're nice, Jenny, hey? This one, Happy Holidays. It's just a classic Happy Holidays font. Really pretty. And that's what it looks like. This one is the Mini Blooms and Sprigs. So I noticed that Spellbinders, a lot of times they'll have Christmas flowers, and I don't know if yeah, kind of like here. So it's a Christmas card, but they've got the flowers on it. And I believe that's actually that flower, but you can see from both samples, you could use that for poinsettia, or you can use it for like a little daisy. So you're going to get lots of use out of those. And it's a small little one too. So you just want a little small set that you can cut out the pieces and kind of put them together. You can layer the flowers and use them for lots. More than just Christmas. So this was the holiday group hug. This is really cute. If you like coloring in stamps, this is a really cute one. I think it'd be really cute watercolored. And then you've got a bunch of sentiments that you can put with it. It's kind of nice too, like if you're being together. And of course, you can always stamp those and use them as an element on your scrapbook page as well. You could use brads too. Yeah, you totally could, Jenny. Then this is joyful words. These are nice big words that you can, I don't know if it looks like to me, oh, it's one big stamp. So you could stamp it and then cut out, because it's a clear kind of a line in between. You could have each cut out, or you could just have this as the full stamped background, which is really cute. This one is handmade gift tags, and I always love making a bunch of gift tags up ahead of time. I find if I don't have them made ahead of time, then, you know, when you're wrapping, it's kind of too late to try to stop and make the tags. But I enjoy, you know, October, November, just sitting down making a bunch. And these are just really, really basic. So you've just got your basic tag and then these images stamped on, but you could totally do lots. Plus these would be really cute in a planner too. If you do any planner stuff, stitched with holiday cheer. I love that. I would buy it just for that. Spellbinders is killing your budget. Yes, I know. They're so cute. These are really cute. Okay, I really like these. I think you could do lots and lots with these. Then pretty pine background. Always nice to have a nice background. So you could either, you know, stamp this in a prominent color. It's stamped in black and they've added color. Looks like it was stamped over craft. And then they added the color, or you could stamp it in, like emboss it in clear, even for really subtle background, or stamp it in a color. And I think you could use it for fall and Christmas because it has the acorns in there and the pine trees. Then this one is winter borders. So this, look at this. Oh my goodness. You've got all these even have like little cross stitch. These three are separate. I don't know if you can tell in the video. So you've got the dashed lines, the cross stitch lines, then you've got this border, and it doesn't cut out the border, it just adds the stitching right onto your cardstock. So you can add it anywhere you want to on your background. This one here would cut out your little edge, but you could place it at the bottom of your card, and then you'd have this little scalloped edge with the little holes that you could then do some stitching if you wanted. The borders, I really love them too, Irene. Same thing with this. You've got a wavy line and the little dots. Then this one is like a diagonal stitch. This one actually cuts out your little border here. So you could cut out that border strip and put it on. And then you've got your snowflake. That looks like it cuts the snowflake right into the background, but doesn't cut on either side. So you could have that as an opening, or you could cut a strip. And then the same, or these leaves look like they're actually cut along the bottom. Those are so pretty. And then you've got this leafy border. I think you could probably use that for leaves or for Christmas. And then, so that's a look at, oh, there's that strip, there's the stitching line, and there's the leaves. And oh, it actually has like a little, it does look like holly. I think they're holly leaves. That's very cute. Yeah, those are beautiful. The gnome tree, and I think this is what Rosie dropped off some samples from. Oh, so let's see. Yeah, look at these guys. So this is the gnome tree, and you have all the elements to cut out these. Plus you have the wreath, the star, the little strand of lights, string of lights, and these look like little shoes. I love star die cuts for anything. And you can actually cut out, these three will cut out by themselves. So you cut out the whole thing and then you layer it on, and then you can cut out the outside if you want to put them all in the tree, and you just layer them all in there. But you also can cut them out and have these three guys separate. So this kind of shows you, this is cut with the glitter foam, and she's got him popped up a little bit. He's holding a little string of lights, and that is so cute. And that's that Argyle, the Argyle folder. That is really beautiful, Rosie. Hi, Julie. No problem. It's like 35 minutes in, and we're just like oohing and awing over this new spellbinders that I just got dropped off, that Sandy just got for the store. So that one is gnome tree. I don't think I have these ones in right now. That might be coming in a different release, or might still be coming. And then they have this really fun collection of, it's called Santa Lane. This one is a sticker pack, and it has, I don't even know if it says how many stickers. We're just going to take a peek because I think it's nice to see these things close up to see what you're getting. Okay, so this is the Santa Lane sticker pack, and I love the images. It's almost like that watercolor and the soft greens and reds. Then you have a whole sheet of sentiments. And these could be great for tags as well. You've got the numbers in case you want to add them to like a December daily. You've got some letters and then some small. I love putting these if I'm making an album and just putting different words under the photos. And then you have another full sheet of images. Plus these look like little stamps, so those are really cute. So there's 4 different stickers in that, and these are 6 by 9, so that's fairly large. And then we've got Winter Wonderland die cuts. These again are really pretty. I'm not going to take them all out, but they are completely full. And the Winter Wonderland sentiments. So they're matching, kind of a matching colors. but they both have images in, but this has sentiments and some tags in as well. And I'm almost at the bottom. Okay, and here's the Santa Lane paper. So that would match with those stickers that we saw. So you get 40 sheets, 20 designs. So it looks like 2 of each sheet, and there's 6 foiled sheets in there. Very pretty. That's 6x6 paper. Okay, this is the end of it. We've got, oh, there's die cuts for that Santa Lane as well. This Aaliyah, it is, if it's not in the store yet, you can comment that you would like one, or email Sandy that you would like something specific. It will be in the store soon. I think Stacy's probably going to work on getting these up. They just arrived at Sandy's doorstep, and she just dropped them off for me to show. So they might not be in the store, but if there's something you want held, feel free to comment or email her. And otherwise, they should be in the store very soon. We've got gold smooth discs. So they're a sequin, but they're flat. Gold, silver, and the scarlet. Very pretty. And that red looks like it would match that foiled cardstock, or the mirror cardstock, really well. Then we've got the glitter die cut foliage. So different pieces. I'll just kind of show you. There's 24 of them. So you've got the leaves, and it looks like you can punch them out and use them separately if you want. We've got like a berry sprig. These are really nice to kind of tuck in and behind different things. And then we've got the peppermint sprinkles with the cute little peppermint candies. There's white stars, and then you've got the red and white little sprinkles. That Santa Lane collection again. These are gemstones that match that. And, oh, this is black in those smooth sequins. I love using black actually in lots of things, just for a pop of color. And then we've got the self-adhesive embellishments, so kind of like a half pearl that are adhesive on the back. So poppy, rouge, taupe, cosmic, and spruce. And because it's too cute not to show you, I'm gonna run to my desk and just grab that. These are so cute. I just had to show you. And it's worth the wait. Okay. This is the camper. And what they did when we did this card, I have to remember where there's like a little, oh, there it is. A little button and the little awning. I know you're gonna love this, Tammy. Opens up and you get the little light in the camper. So just one of those little press lights. But isn't that cute? So sweet. And then you get the little cup. So the cup and the peppermint, you could totally use it. I think I mixed up my peppermint. So I put it white with red stripes, but I think it could go anyway. You could totally use this just separately. And for this one, I'm out of breath because I ran up the stairs. There is a little set with pretzels and stuff, and if that's something that you're looking for on the Spellbinders site, you can ask Sandy to order that in with her next one. So isn't this cute? This is on a wedding card. So there is a little stamp as well that kind of goes with this. But for this one here, it's got the Merry Christmas, the Happy Holidays, so that cuts right out of your paper. And then I backed it with red. You get a little wreath that you can put on, all the little accessories. So cute. I know, I had to run down and show you. Hello, Lorraine. Hi, Helen. Oh, thanks for keeping the combo going, Tammy. Okay. I've showed you all the fun new Spellbinders. And again, if you don't see them in the shop, they'll be in there soon. Or if you see something that you cannot live without, then feel free to comment and Sandy will hold that. Okay, the Foundations Memory Keeper. When you get it, there's a black and a white one in the store. And this is what it is. I've added some paper, so it doesn't have the paper. It's just all white or all black. And you open it up and it is, let me see what size it is. So it's about 6.5 by 8.5, about 8, yeah. And it just folds over, and so you can decorate this any way that you want. And then there's a magnetic closure, and this is how it comes when it has nothing in it. Then the open waterfall set. These are the rub-ons. I'm just going to kind of show you how all this works, how the waterfall set goes together. This is one of them that I put together, and you get the magnets in it, so it creates 3. There's 1 large and 2 small. This is a smaller one. So this, you can use these on scrapbook pages as well. This smaller one is about 6.5 by 6.5 by 4. So that gives you an idea of how big that is, but really great for mini albums. We're going to glue this one in. I use some of the rub-ons, and there's a cut apart sheet, and then this chipboard, and just decorated the front. And then when you put it together and open it up, you have all these fun little flaps that you can add photos. You can add, you know, any kind of ephemera, and really cute. So let's start off by just putting one of these together. So when you get this waterfall set, and I'm going to try and zoom out just a tiny bit more there. You're going to pull it apart. It's really easy to tell what's what. The small ones, there's going to be 2 of these pieces. You've got this front piece that's going to be your front flap. You want the Christmas borders, but you can't afford it right now. So yes. Well, you know what, Irene? It is cute, hey? I know, it's almost too pretty to cover up the paper. Irene, if there's, I'm not sure how Spellbinders works and whether I don't think they discontinue stuff right away. So if it's, you know, something on your wish list, then put it on your wish list. And if Sandy can order it in at another time when she orders the Spellbinders, then you can ask her to order it in. So you've got your front little flap, you've got this little long piece, and it has score lines. So very, very basic for how you're going to put it together. This one has score lines, and then this one has little score as well. So these are the pieces for the small, and the large is the same, it's just larger. Okay, so we're going to move that out of the way. And you do want a scoring tool. So there's 2 score lines. It's already folded on one. We're going to fold it on the other one. And it's good to just kind of burnish it down to make sure those score lines are folded. This is the one that has the larger base piece. Hello, Suzanne. Then we've got this one here that has a smaller kind of base. And I'll hold them up together so you can see. So all you want to do first is just really fold on those score lines. So this is going to be the second piece. And you can tell this one's shorter. So when we put it in, you're going to have the waterfall. You're just basically putting it inside. Okay, so we've got these two pieces here. We're going to grab some double-sided tape. And this is the one with the bigger base piece, and when you fold it, both sides are equal. And this is on, so just so it's not confusing, this is on the top outside. So you could use liquid glue again as well. I like to use both just so that I'm sure that it's going to stay in position. And I like the score tape just because it really holds it there right off the bat and you don't have to worry about it moving around. Then when I do put score tape or that double-sided tape on, I like to just burnish it down. If you have a little craft pick or craft knife, you can just get underneath and pull that off. Hello, Stacy. How are you? All right, so we're going to put some glue just because I am an over adheser. So this is right on the top. And after you do one of these, it'll be so simple. So we've got this folded so that it's graduated there. And the sticky piece is on the back, that little piece that we put glue on. And then we're going to layer it on this second piece just underneath. You want to give yourself enough room so that the top flap can bend. It's just underneath that little score line. Does that make sense? And then we're just pushing that down. I've got a tiny bit of tape sticking out, so I'm just going to trim that off. Okay, so as we just glued that right under that score line, and basically that's your waterfall page. That's exactly how it goes, and it's that simple. Now you've got this little strip, and again, you're going to take your bone folder, you're just going to fold it on those score lines that are already there. And what I like to do, even though I know that I won't get it exactly centered because I have I'm measurement impaired, I think. I'm just marking a little mark where it's the middle. We're going to put a little bit of glue and a little bit of tape just because I don't want it to move around. So this is going to go underneath Do you guys find you tend to over glue, or are you not too worried about anything moving around? Okay, then I'm just going to put a little bit of this glue on. And if you guys didn't hear, we are getting some Bearly Arts glue, which should be fun. I've never used that before. My favorite is always the Art Institute glitter glue for a liquid glue. So I'll be trying it out. Okay. So all I did was put this on at the first score line. It looks like this, and it's glued down. And then we're going to glue this on. On the back. Now you could put there's a few different ways to put your, I think I put my magnet on underneath. So your magnets, you're gonna grab them out. They just kind of push out of that little thing. And how I decided to put them on first, and I'm sure there's lots of different ways. I'm just taking a little piece. Awesome, Stacy. I'm sticking this piece of double stick tape on the magnet. And then I'm sticking this on because I don't want this to come off, even though it's going to be surrounded by paper, so it's not really going anywhere. I know that I can put it anywhere at the top here because my little panel is going to cover here. So I've got lots of room to put it. I'm going to put it about here so I have room to just add a little bit of tape above and below. Oops. And we'll just add this little strip. Now what I can do is decide how I want to place this. So if you look at this one, I placed it about right here. These are not going to be right beside each other, so it's not a huge deal if I have it a little bit off. And I'm just going to put it in the center, and then I'm going to put a little mark right there so I know I can line those two things up. Have you guys used any of these waterfall sets? I think the big one too would look beautiful on a scrapbook page. And then I can just add any glue right around. Plus I'm going to add a little tiny bit on my magnet. Probably didn't need that glue right on there to start with, but it's okay. And then I might, let's see, oh, it came off. Okay, good. All right, so I've got my glue on, I've got my magnet on. I can line this right up again. And like I said, there's probably lots of ways you can do this. Then you're just pressing it on. Hello, Colleen. Anybody else who popped in? So that's really nice and stuck there. The magnet's not moving, it's in there. And then the next thing you can do, take out your next magnet. And so you can put it underneath, you can put it on top. They're pretty strong. What I'm going to do is do this. I can just put it down. It's going to snap into position. Then I can add my tape. Oh, you see that? So we'll add our little piece of glue, little piece of tape rather. And this is just going to stay attached, but again, it's not glued to this piece. It's just sticking there because of the magnet. But we do want to add it to here. So we are just lining it up for where we want it to be. And you do have some wiggle room. Then you can just stick this down. So what I'm going to do right now, you can see in there, it's stuck and getting glued to this front flap. So we're just going to set it aside for a minute. And then when we take off when we open the flap, that will be glued down to our front piece, and then we can cover that front piece, if that makes sense. So while we're waiting to decorate that, this is the front of our album. And I thought what would be a nice thing to do, so I've got 2 pieces of paper already in here. This is going to be glued to this, and then we're going to glue the second one to this one. And you kind of just have to think about beforehand what you want to do. I sprayed through a stencil, so this Lavinia stencil, it's not one that's in the store anymore, but there's lots of Lavinia stencils in there. So if you like the style of Lavinia stencils, all I did was spray through with this pretty mica stain in Fortune Teller. And then after I sprayed through, I actually turned the stencil over and just pressed it on to the paper. So even though you've got this really beautiful paper that has lots of texture look, you can still go ahead and add texture sprays and other things to it if you want to add a little bit to it. I also pulled out the Colorful Life. This is the Mosaic stencil. These are still in the store. Circle Mosaic. So there's a bunch of the Colorful Life stencils in there, and they're amazing. This is the newer Tim Holtz Focus stencil, which is awesome. And I thought any of these would be great to use. I also, when I'm doing an album like this, I kind of go through and pick out some inks that I think might work. So the sprays were these new mica stains. The Fortune Teller would work, the Decayed, the Iron Gate, or the Wicked Elixir. Those would all work because they are kind of these colors, right? And then I grabbed Dusty Concord, Villainous Potion, Prize Ribbon, Uncharted Mariner would look really nice with that, Rustic Wilderness, and Speckled Egg. So I usually grab some of those out if I want to do some stamping or some inking. I have the colors that match. It's here. Okay, so for the rub-ons, this is your cover, and I wanted to put rub-ons on the spine before I added anything in, just so I could really lay it flat. So I'm going to move these sprays just out of the way so I don't knock them off. And you could cover these with paper, just like I did on the inside, or, you know, you could paint them. This is a really nice sturdy chipboard. You could spray it lots of things. you just decide what you want to do with them. So because these rub-ons are so sweet, thanks Tammy. Hello Louise, I need a drink of coffee. So this is the rub-on transfer set, and I believe that all of the collections have, well, they all have various things. So this one might have more than I have right here, but I just have the rub-on transfers and the chipboard, but there's going to be different elements in each collection. So depending on, you know, colors or collection that you want. So this is one, I'll show you here. There's 6 here. You could do an amazing amount of things with these. So for instance, I cut out the flower and I rubbed it on white cardstock and then cut it out so that I had almost like a chipboard or a cardstock sticker element, or you can rub them on directly. So these ones are pretty. The butterflies, I use the butterfly directly on the background, and I use those leaves directly on there as well. And then we've got this whole page of sentiments that look really great. Thanks, Rosie. Yeah, I think just with these kind of main things, you could do so much with it. So what I'm thinking is this is the spine, because this is the cover here. And we could just put on some of these rub-ons. So with the rub-ons, I was cutting the backing as well. This is like a non-stick backing. So if your hands are really sticky, it might pull some of this off. It is kind of a distressed look, so I don't think you're gonna really have to worry about too much. But you kind of want to handle it with the backing on. And I think I would probably just cut out the pieces I need and leave the backing intact so that I could just stack them up and put them back in the container. And so what I'm thinking is just cutting off a piece that will go on that. And I don't have to be too precise with this because it's really almost distressed looking. See, my hands are sticky because I'm warm, and that pulled some off, but it's okay because it's you know, it's just distressed. So I'm just thinking of layering this on at the bottom, and it actually sticks quite well on your skin. So now I have rub-on my fingers, so we'll just leave that. Then you've got this cute little folder, it looks like a little mini bone folder, rub-on stick. So you can either use this or your, if you have a bone folder, and you just want to rub all over it. So I remember as a kid getting these rub-on transfers, and you'd rub them, and then remember how the top would like almost turn opaque and you knew that it was rubbed on? I love rub-ons. So I'm just really going over it, and then what you want to do is just, I think I say what you want to do a lot. As you go to pull it up, if it looks like something is not sticking, you're just going to lay it back down and go over it in that spot. It's pretty easy to do. And I'm using a fair amount of pressure. And you're just going really slowly, because if you have any spots that aren't stuck, that way you can just stick them down. And this does act as a resist as well. So if you were to spray on top of it, it's going to resist the ink or spray that you put on it. And then when you pull it off, there's only one little tiny spot that didn't come off. But then you have this really beautiful, and you can't even feel the difference. So it actually looks like it's been printed right on there. I love the text and the splatter elements. So this is what I'm thinking, is that I would put this here. So maybe one more spot with a little bit of rub-on, you think? You could die cut something out of this, a shape out of it. Okay, so we'll do this one kind of on this side, maybe towards the top. And then this will be here. And I'm going. Oh, thanks, Rosie, for linking that. The Viken products. It's such a beautiful collection. So I'm just seeing whether I like the little folder that they include, or this is my bone folder. And it's basically a flat surface that you're just pressing it to adhere. And we'll just get a little corner of this. If it seems a little bit sticky to pull up, that's how I know that it's not quite stuck down there. But again, it's pretty forgiving. We're gonna stick this down here. There we go. That is beautiful. Okay, so that is that part there, and move this out of the way for a second. Okay, I've got just a white piece of cardstock. So I just measured it because I want that to fit right in here, and that's going to go on the spine of the album. And I thought we could do a little rub-on. So you could either, you know, if you had something you wanted to write in there, or a date or something. And we could put "Living the Good Life." So I'm trying not really to touch the background. Unless I have to. But this is a really great way to add text or images, add layers. What do you think? Does that kind of look like it's... You use the pointy end. Use the pointy end to do your rub-ons. I'll have to try that. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. Maybe that gets the detail. So we're trying lots of different techniques. Irene uses the pointy end. Where's the little... I've lost the little folder that they sent it with. It's under here somewhere. It couldn't have gone too far. Okay, let's see. Oh, that seemed to work really good. So if you guys have a specific technique doing your rub-ons, let us know. So you could ink over this if you wanted. And it's completely clear around the rub-on element. Okay, now we're going to use a little bit of glue. Just stick this on. A wooden spoon handle. Awesome, I love it, Katie. And we'll just try and get this a little bit straighter. Okay, there's lots of different colors of these little frame elements. Plus they've given you some ovals. I guess we can zoom back out again here. You've got some printed sentiments, some tags, lots of little sentiments on smaller areas, that kind of label. Okay, then we can go ahead and glue this on. And I think what I would do is put a little gem or something that's small, probably one of those small Spellbinders gems. I'll probably put on each side there. So that's on our spine. Okay, so for the inside, if I pick up my stuff as I use it, see there's this little, I found it, then, and that Hero Arts holder that's in the shop, those are great for having your stuff handy. Okay, so we've got this little one. I thought we would put this here. This is the first flap when you open the book. And all I'm gonna do, you know what, I am gonna use some of this tape because I really want to make sure it's a little bit of a heavier element. I want to make sure that it's completely stuck down, and then I'm going to add some glue on as well. So this is just the very back of that waterfall sheet. Because I don't think you can ever have too much adhesive. Oops. Okay, and I'll just burnish that tape down. And I should have a little bucket for garbage here. Usually I bring over a little plastic container because I find those little strips get a little bit staticky and they stick to things. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back. So we still have a summer challenge going in the Scrap Shotz paper crafting group. If you haven't seen that yet, could use a ruler to line that up, but okay, I think that's good. I'm going to open this up so I can really just press it down. So the summer challenge is just anything goes, and we want to see what you're making for summer. And at the end of August, we're going to choose a winner for a gift certificate to the Scrap Shotz store. And again, if you haven't seen that, Scrapaganza shopping passes are out. That's going to be our first little flap. Is that not cute or what? And then when it closes, it's going to go like that. So let's just grab our little flap here. We'll see how this is doing. Okay, so this is our waterfall, and hopefully, there we go. We open it up. This is stuck down. Now we can go ahead and add our little pieces. So I've pre-cut these just to kind of give you an idea. And I was using the Prize ribbon. I think you could use Uncharted Mariner as well, but I was using Prize ribbon just to add around the edge. Now this one, we actually had a few extra things we were doing to it. So I'm going to show you how this glues on. And look at my other one just to see if I'm doing the same thing. I think you could also, before you glue them on, you could, if you wanted to add some sprays, you could use those sprays or some splatters. That would look great. So the shopping pass is in the shop now, $5 if you just want to shop. If you're cropping, you don't have, that's included. And if you pick it up before the end of the month, then you have a 2 days for the price of one. So you can come back the next day, come back and visit, do some make and takes. The following day, do some more shopping in case you forgot anything. So that's at scrapshotz.com. Right on the main page, you'll see the link to the info page about Scrapaganza if it's something you want to find out about and crop, or if you just want to buy the crop pass, if you want to buy the shopping pass, the link is there as well. And then we have a Facebook group, Calgary Scrapaganza Facebook group. It's funny, that tape just pulled that off my finger. And you can join there and see what's happening. All right, I don't think I need, I'm only putting the tape on this one. Normally I would just glue it down, but I'm just putting it on because I want to make sure, and you know what? I should have put the tape on here. So I'm actually going to have to put something on this. I was not really paying attention, and this is going on here. So I'm so excited about Scrapaganza that I'm just taping all the things. So we're going to just fix that. And I think that's 4 by 4. So let's just, you can watch me fix things. Don't do that. Don't tape where you're not supposed to. Luckily, these magnets are really strong, and if you do have a couple layers of paper, it's totally fine. And I just thought of something I'm actually going to do, because it would not be live if you didn't have something like this happen. I am actually going to just cut out the middle of this so we don't have extra layers. So ignore the taping, ignore this part. And you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, does she literally craft? What is she doing? Okay. We're going to pretend that didn't happen, okay? We're going to pretend we're ready to glue on our piece with the border. Now, the reason that I was going to add, and I don't know, I just got talking, I just wanted a couple pieces around the magnet just to hold it really tight. Okay. And then this is what I meant to do. And you could put a little piece of tape there, but I think we've got lots of tape. Okay. And that's going to hold it on there, and then when we close it, it's just going to find that magnet and it's going to stay closed. Does that make sense? So then we just go through and we're adding all the little pieces. So I'm going to do that, but I just wanted to show you this little piece, and then the embossed pieces, what I was thinking for putting the pieces inside the album. So this is that tufted folder. And I've cut, move that off to the side. I've cut these pieces to fit inside the folder with a little bit of room, a little border. So these 3D folders are really, really nice. And there's those new ones that I showed you from the release, and they're huge. They're, I think, 5x9, so you can make slimline cards, A2 size, 5x7s. I'm just going to put them in. I want this actually moved over so that has those little dots in the center. Maybe this one can move over a little bit more. Does that look about straight? It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so Spellbinders has, I'm using the Platinum 6. These are thicker than obviously the regular 2D folders. So I think I will get, they have a new platform system that actually works with these, but for now what I've found is that I'm just using my embossing mat. This is from Cuttlebug, but there is an embossing mat that comes with the Platinum as well, and I'm using this embossing mat, the folder, and the base plate. So you might just have to play around. You can also use a couple shims of paper, but I think that I probably will get that system so that I can, it allows for the 3D folders perfectly. But you can just play around, or whatever machine you have. Just play around though with some scrap paper till you find the impression, and look how beautiful that is. Isn't that nice? Like, it literally looks like satin fabric. Really like that. I think that one would be this is a great folder for lots of different things. Okay, we'll move the scrap paper out of the way, and we can put this in our album. And I just thought you could put paper here, but I thought, you know what, it'd be nice just to have more of a neutral to break up that space, because we've got lots of that beautiful pattern going on. What paper was that? This one here, Linda, is the Tonic Pearlescent card. It's pearl white. Second here. There you go. Pearlescent card, and it's like a pearly finish. It's very pretty. I love all the Tonic pearl and the mirror cardstocks. They're all really nice. They're really nice weight. So that's just glued onto there. I think it looks beautiful. Put this one on. Yeah, it is nice. I would go with so many things. If you did Christmas card backing with this and then had your die cut sentiment or some of those flowers die cut, it would look really nice. Whoops, I don't think I have enough glue on here. It's a little dimensional, and you could put the double stick tape, but as long as you just hold it for a second, it will be stuck there for good and will not move. I'm not pushing it down really hard, I'm just pushing it enough to grab onto the glue, and you can kind of come back, make sure it's all connected. And then the same thing for this little strip. So the folios are in black and in white. And then the waterfalls that we have in the store are in white. But of course you can cover them any different size. And let me show you how big the larger one. I'm not going to do it on camera today, but I will do it and then do a whole walkthrough, maybe put it on the blog. So this is going to be the large. So compared to the smaller one here, this is going to be the size of the large one, and it can fold it on the second score line just to give you an idea. You do it exactly the same way, put the inside one in, and then this, it's quite a bit larger. So because it will fill up the whole spot, I thought I will just put it on the whole page. It's exactly the size of the page. And so that'll go there, and then you can kind of see how this is going to go in here. And we could glue that in right now, I guess, because we're just going to keep adding things onto it. But you get an idea. That's going to go in there. And this is how it's going to close up. And that's what it's going to look like if you saw inside. So the two smaller ones are going to be on either side here, and then the bigger one is going to be inside. But you still have room to add your photos. And for the cover, just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking. So the cover, I think I'm going to go with this on the cover. That was the spine there. And then we've got all those beautiful rub-ons. So I will probably put some more of those on paper. Pull those up again. So put some of these flowers on some paper, so put some butterflies so that I can pop them up to be kind of like cardstock elements. And then I was thinking that I would take one of these sentiments, and I'm going to try and hold it on there so nothing sticks to my finger, and just put it in the center. So there's lots of different, these photos that could go in the center, simplicity, so whatever you want to do. And then build this wreath up kind of with the flowers and the butterflies, do some rub-ons directly on it. Maybe do some sprays with the sprays and the stencils, do a little bit around the edges. We could do, I'll show you that. And then this cut apart sheet actually comes in with the paper pack. So you can cut apart all the elements. I cut apart this to put on that flap. This as well would be nice. And then you've got all these leaves and flowers that you can cut out and tuck in. So that is my thought for that. And for this little inside piece, kind of give you an idea of what I did. Thanks, Lorraine. So So I took my stencil, and this one we'll do the Tim Holtz Focus stencil, and I've got this Midnight Snack Lunar Paste, and this is super quick. So I just wanted to give you an idea. I've got a sponge. I like wetting the sponge, just dampening it. Then I'm just going to get some of that paste on the sponge. And then all I'm going to do is right around the corner. It seems to go on really smoothly if you've dampened it. You can also take isn't that pretty? You can also take a palette knife and you can spread it on, and then you've got like a thick texture paste. But this is a really great way to just add some texture, and this dries really quick when you've put it on like that. And it seems to go a long way. And then after that dried, I just added a rub-on, a couple of rub-ons. I added a little bit of ink around the edge. Added one of these chipboard pieces. So I'll kind of probably go in and pick something, maybe this one, and then I'll probably add, this is a rub-on that ended up going on one of those cut apart pieces. But I'll just add a few elements and maybe another one of those flowers or some butterflies and some twine. And then just to give you an idea for this, and then I will finish this and I will be sure to post it. So I've got a little box, a little shoebox spray thing, which is starting to fall apart. So probably this would be my cover. And this is the Circle Mosaic Colorful Life. And I would just put a little bit here. So we put the purple on the other one. We could do the green. We pull out our swatches here. Even this one might look really nice. Or let's go with this iron. Oh, that one is, what is this one? Oh, this is the gold. And then this is the iron gate looks like it's silver. You do want to really mix these up. They've got a little ball in them. I just want to show you how they go on. So as you mix it, you're going to hear that little ball. You can store them on their side if you want, and then you don't have all the mica settling, but you do want to shake them before you use them each time. So I didn't shake, I shook this yesterday, but I hadn't shaken it this morning, but it just needed a little bit. Okay. Okay, so that just adds just a little bit, and you're gonna see that shine. And then we can add a little bit there. And then because you have this on your stencil, and what I would do is just take a wipe after you're done using it and just wipe off the nozzle. It just kind of keeps it nice and clear. And then I would probably just take, so that we don't waste that. This is just an extra piece of that paper, and I need to put another piece in that album. And so I would just put that on like this. I have a little cloth here, press it down, and then you've just got this nice negative element on there. So it's kind of like 2 for 1. And can you see that shine on there? It's just beautiful. So you can combine those sprays as well. And then we'll put that on the front and add some fun things. So that is pretty much it for today. I will definitely Make sure I don't have any ink on this. Go ahead and finish this and then post it so you can see what it looks like. And I'm sure we'll have more of these at Scrapaganza. And I'm going to put that inside piece on the end there. Yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out. I know it was a little bit long today, so I guess that's because I had lots of stuff to share after coming back. Rosie did such an amazing job. I think I need new shoes. I think you need new shoes. Oh, new shoe box. I'm like, I'm not wearing any shoes, Lorraine. It takes me a minute. Yeah, Diane, I always wipe the nozzles with a wipe. So I guess other than that, I'll see you next Thursday. Check out the cropping and shopping passes on the website. Make sure you add your photos of any projects you're doing to the album in the Scrap Shotz paper crafting group. And that's for Anything Goes Summer Challenge. And if you're not signed up for the newsletter, we do share, if you're sharing your project in the group, we would love to share it in our newsletter sometimes too. So keep an eye out for that. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, you can sign up on the blog or at the bottom of the website. And yeah, you can also join the Scrapaganza Facebook group if you are wondering kind of what's going on with that. But thank you guys for stopping in, for hanging out today, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week and a really great weekend crafting. Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Lisa. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later, and enjoy your week. Bye.